Hi there. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to this channel. Again, if this is your first time and if you're a comeback, thanks for coming back. So, today I want us to have a tete a tete about positive affirmations. Yes, positive affirmations, saying the good words, the nice words, declaring it, um, and the good words that make us feel good. Now, do not get me wrong. I am an absolute believer in positive affirmations. In fact, I have one video here on this channel that speaks about the power of words and why we need to speak good words to ourselves and speak it out loud. Yes, I believe words are formative. Words are really powerful and they play a key role in our lives. However, I want us to go on from this. Positive affirmations alone does not do it, right? Right? So, just speaking to yourself, just speaking these good words to yourself, that's not just it. Like, there's more to be done, right? And what are these things? You cannot just decide to speak to yourself without doing anything and expecting that everything falls in place. So that's what you're going to talk about today. You're welcome again. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Share this video if you find value in it. Like and comment. Let me know your thoughts and how you've experienced any of these things I'm about to share. Thank you. So, what's the first thing you do? Take action. Take action. Yes, take action. Now, action is really, really important in anybody's life. Whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, you need to take that step. You need to take that one step to start because if you do not start, you would never get there. Imagine I'm sitting in my room and I keep saying that, oh, I need to go to like the bus station, for example. So I sit here and then I start saying that, oh, I need to go to the bus station. I am definitely going to go to the bus station. I will get to the bus station. I will go. I believe I have the ability to walk to the bus station. The bus station is not as far. So these are positive affirmations, right? Let's assume. But if I do not pick up myself, and start that walk to the bus station, whatever I keep saying would just not be relevant. It would not produce anything. That is why the first thing that I would recommend that you do after you start your positive affirmation is to take action. Now, the Bible talks about the fact that words without action is dead. In James chapter 2, it talks about the fact that words without actions are meaningless. Like they are just dead. Faith without action is dead, 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 dead. You need to take action, decide on what you want to do, and do it. Like take the step. Now, what does it mean to take that action? Because action, right, can be in different stages. And I would say the first thing is to plan when it comes to taking the action. Plan what you have to do. Okay, do not just jump into it, right? Anyone who decides to build a house, and again, this is paraphrasing from the Bible, and you do not plan the cost. What is it going to cost me? How long is it going to take? You're setting yourself up for failure. I remember my mom used to say this when we were younger. Yeah, when we were children in school. She's like, if you do not plan, you plan to fail. And I'm like, yo, woman, we are just like children, okay? Maybe when we're in our teenage years. I remember this very well because she really would repeat this like very often to us. God bless that woman. Thank you, mommy. Yeah. So she would always say, if you do not plan, you plan to fail. Like once you have not planned, then the plan is to fail, All right. So you need to be able to plan. For example, when I talked about going to the bus stop, I need to be able to plan like where, which bus stop am I going to? Where am I passing? How long is it going to take me? What time should I leave my room to be able to get there on this time? You need to plan. You need to plan. You started your positive affirmations. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to I'm going to be like a public speaker. I'm going to be an engineer. I'm going to be an architect. Whatever it is, you see yourself doing. All right, now have a plan. Have a plan and then write it down. I'm not talking about planning in your head like, oh, I've done one to one, I've calculated one to one on top of my head. I know what I'm going to do. No, like write it down. You have no idea what what's power is in writing down. Like writing down. Make it plain. Like the Bible said, make it plain and run with it. Make the vision plain and run with it. All right? You need to write it down. I'll give you an example of something that happened in my life. Like this is really phenomenal whenever I remember. So I have mentioned already, if not, I have mentioned already that I have founded like a charity organization in Ghana in my small community. So it's really something small where we advocate for education. So we do work in supporting kids and all of that in education, extra educational activities. You know what? So I had written this down in my diaries, in my books, senior high school, I think junior high school as well. This idea was written down and I did not even know. Okay, let me not say I did not even know. So this idea was written down. I had written it down when I was in junior high school, senior high school. I'd written it down, right, in my diary. And when I went to the university, I kept talking about how I wanted to do this thing to support young girls, teenage girls. I was always talking about this teenage pregnancy, teenage mothers, and how it bothered me, yada, yada, yada. I was always talking about it. It was really unconscious, but these things really bothered me. I was really concerned and I was interested in making everybody see the value in education and how education could curb these things, okay? Now, do you know what happened? I think after my university, I got my bachelor's degree. This was years after junior high, after senior high, right? I was there, and then my junior brother came to me and he was like, "Oh, I found this diary of yours, and you've written about Dreams Arise Ghana. That's the name of the foundation in the diary." And I'm like, really? Like, really? I was so surprised. I was really surprised. I believe that he seeing this thing written down has been something that inspired some kind of faith in what I was doing. I believe so. I am forced to believe so that when he saw this, he realized that wow, like this girl has been doing this or has been thinking about this or has planned this thing for a very long time. She didn't just start now just because. Like I always had this idea, and even though it wasn't um, done the way I just wrote it down, the idea was just the same. All right. Right. Make the vision plain. When I saw that thing, I was even surprised and I was encouraged. Like, I was really encouraged. And up until tomorrow, whenever I feel like giving up, I remember this diary and I'm like, no, this thing is born. It has been born in your spirit, in your belly. You cannot give up now. You cannot give up now. That is the value of planning. Like, write it down. What you want to do. What's the vision? That is your first action to do what? To write it down. Now, if you cannot write it down, I'll give you another thing you can do. You can design a dream board with it. That's where you can start from. Okay, if you because sometimes it's hard to put into plans all of that. So why not find ways to make it easier for yourself? Start one step at a time. And what can you do? You can design a dream board. What is a dream board? A dream board is a collection of your vision, okay, of a vision you have, especially for yourself. Like you have a vision, this is what you feel you want to get to. This, remember, these are things you're already seeing, so you know what this thing is. You know what this thing is. You're looking at it. So you need to design a dream board with a collection of pictures, okay, of where you want to go. You design a dream board of where you want to go and how you want it to look like. Design a dream board. Maybe I should put an example in the video so that you would see. But dream boards are also really powerful tools that I've used, and have tried to be incorporating whenever we engage young people, because it helps you to put your vision down. And the most interesting part about dream boards is that once you design it, do not put it away, do not tuck it under your bed. Paste it somewhere you can see. Paste it somewhere you would always dream about it. You would always see it when you wake up before you sleep. Like in your room, paste it. It's your room. It's your room, okay? Let everybody come and see that dream board, and everybody would believe along with you. Trust me. I give you another random example, which is not like my biggest example on dream boards, but because it was really interesting. So because of Dreams Arise Ghana, right? I saw in my junior brother, yeah, in my junior brother, I saw this flyer at my workplace when I was working at the Impact Hub. I saw this flyer, and it was talking about IT, training of children and young people and all of that. So I picked up this flyer with the mindset that, this would be nice to sponsor some of my kids. When I say kids, I mean the kids that we work with at the charity. Yeah, I feel like they are my kids. I'm not stealing any child. Yeah. So I picked this flyer and then I pasted it somewhere in my room. Like, days went by, I kind of took mind off it because we had to raise some money to bring this kids, and then I gradually, like, I just put it there like, okay, we will come back to this. We really have to get some of these kids to experience this, because one thing I also believe in is exposure, bringing the kids from the rural community to the city to see what's going on. All right. So I kept this flyer there. It has been there. It was there for years, maybe 2 years or so. And then fast forward, after like this thing happened, taking my mind off, but this flyer was still there, hanging there in my room. I always see it, like, even unconsciously, but it was just there. And then I got connected to one of the founders of the organization that was organizing this particular training. I did not know, like, it did not even occur to me. It was later because we got connected. I don't even remember how but we got connected, and then we started working. So after one of these our conversations, look I went into my room and I saw the fly and I saw their company name, and I was like, wait, what? This is the person that I was supposed to have spoken to way back. I believe that there is a way that these things that we put into our minds, they come back to us. As we think about it, we draw them to ourselves. That is why I believe that dream boards are really great, because when you keep seeing this vision, it imprints in your mind. It gets imprinted in your mind. You attract these things. You draw them to yourself. Let's not even go into the story of how Jacob used the bark of the tree to make the animals give birth to the type of color he wanted for his animals, so that he could get them for himself. Yes. Now, to the next thing in taking action, make minor commitments. Make minor commitments. You know the mistake we make, and a lot of us, like myself inclusive, we sometimes make the mistake of trying to see the bigger picture from the beginning, and we are scared of starting like starting. Now let's go to my very first example about going to the bus stop, right? If I want to move from my room to the bus stop, now I have to take one step and take the second step and take the third step. Even if I am crawling, I will be able to get to the bus stop no matter how slow. All right? No matter how slow. But then what do? We just want to like see things happen within a twinkle of an eye. So, in the case of this bus stop scenario, then I'm expecting that I should just vanish and then appear and then appear at the bus stop. But that is not like that is not realistic. That is not possible, humanly speaking, because I know and I know. Okay, let's not go into any, but then yeah, you need to take one step. That is it. So if you have a plan, and remember we are still talking about taking action, take a step at a time, one step, one step after another, one, two. Even if you're crawling, keep going. Do not give up. Take a step at a time. What do they say? Little drops of water definitely makes a mighty ocean. Start from where you are. Start from where you are. Just start. Start anyways. Start it already. Yes, you. I'm speaking to you. Start already. Make the mistakes. Learn from the mistakes, but make sure you're making the minor commitments. Oh, you want to be prayerful? Start with 5 minutes every day. Oh, you want to read? Why don't you read 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Start reading. What do you want to? You want to write? A book? Why don't you start with one line at a time? But definitely start. Make minor commitments. These have these things in your schedule. Make a commitment. I commit to doing this for this number of time, for this number of hours or minutes every day at this place. Make a commitment. I tell you, it works. Oh my God, it works. Don't make it overly burdensome so that you're not able to achieve it and then it becomes another stress for you to be thinking about. But make it something that you can do. Something that you can do. Minor habits. It has worked for me. It has worked for me. It compiles, and this works in anything. So we talked about what? Taking action, right? As the first thing after your positive affirmations, you need to take action. How do you start your action? Have a plan. Write the plan down. If writing is getting too hard and difficult, put it in the picture form. Have a dream board. Look at it every day. Look at it every day. And then make minor commitments. I will do this at this time every day. Have it in your calendar. Write it somewhere. Set a reminder so that you are consistently reminded to do this. So that's so much. Enough on the first point. Take action. I've said enough. I hope that is good explanation. Take action already. I challenge you to take action. Now to our second point. Believe. Believe. You should have that confidence. But in who? In God. Believe in God. Like, believe. I remember I was reading a book that was written about Steve Jobs. And it was said that Steve Jobs always said that you have to believe in something. All right, like believe in anything, believe, but you just have to believe. Now, this is coming from a man who is not a Christian. But I tell you, from me, who knows that, like the Bible has said, that in God and through Him, all things were made that were made. Like nothing was made that was made without Him. Who would I believe in? In God. I'll not go and believe in something that is just was made by the Maker. So believe in God. Why do I say believe in God? You believe in God because He has made so much investment in you. Like you know, and you should know that God has made so much investment in you that He's not expecting you to fail. If God said that you are the light of the world, if God said that you're the head and not the tail, like you're a winner, why are you doubting? Why are you second guessing yourself? Like why? Why? You just have to believe. You just have to believe. That's all. And that is why I would encourage you to read your Bible. You have no idea the promises and the things that are hidden in the Bible that it can just encourage you and lift your spirits, lifts you up and sets you up to keep moving. Believe in God. Have that. Don't second guess yourself. Like when you are saying these positive affirmations, why would you go on in doubt when you're saying that, oh, I'm going to do that? I'm a great woman because that's my name. I'm a great woman. I use myself as example. I am full of love because that is what my Bible tells me, right? I'm full of love, right? I'm able to do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When I say these things to myself, I do not see something that I'm supposed to do and start to doubt if I can do this. No, like that is going against whatever I have claimed to have affirmed. That is why I need to believe, right? If you look at James chapter 1, verse 7, the Bible says that a double minded person, and I would paraphrase, should not expect to receive anything from God. Like, don't expect to receive anything from God. Are you kidding me? I want to receive things from God. I have to receive things from God. But because I'm doubting, because I'm double minded, I don't get to receive these things. Who are you cheating then? Yourself. So you need to know that you deserve these things. You deserve this thing you're looking for. You deserve these things you're saying to yourself. You are able to get there. You've got to believe. Believe. Now I must warn against that entitlement mindset. All right? When people feel like, oh, they should be given these things, things should be handed over to them. That's a whole topic we can talk about. That's not the mindset. Be humble. Be grateful for whatever you are able to get. And this is one verse that has been encouraging me. I used to remind myself that what do I have? What do I have that I have not been given? Whatever you have, whatever you ever have, somebody has to give it to you. Somebody has to hand it over to you. Yes, you would have worked on yourself, you would have done your part. But do you know there are some people who are doing the hard work and they still are not able to access that thing that they're supposed to get? It has to be handed over to you. And that is why we believe in God, that whatever we have set our mind to do, God will give us the grace to be able to do it. And so this does not make us feel entitled to everything, so that when people do not give you, the place you believe you deserve, then you're getting angry and flaring up and start throwing words. Yeah, no, 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 no. If they don't give, you knock the next door and you keep knocking because you do not give up. You believe that you deserve it. You believe that you deserve to be in this place. You believe that you deserve to get this particular thing. You're not getting angry at anybody because sometimes these things are all preparing us for where exactly we are supposed to be. And then you realize that when you get to where when you get to your destination, you look back and you're like, oh my God, the journey, that's actually is what you were looking for. So that when you get to your destination, you realize that their journey is actually the destination because you learn so much in the process. Take it from someone who has had an interesting journey. Okay, you learn so much in the process that you get to that destination and you realize, no, 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 it's not where I am. Even though I was targeting to get to this place, it was actually the experience of getting here. That was the journey. And you can take this up and you can send it everywhere and anywhere. You can apply it everywhere and anywhere because the journey was your destination. So please, let's be careful of that entitlement mindset. Now we have gotten 2 points, right? Let's go over these points. First, we said positive affirmations are really great. You can look at my short video on positive words. Positive affirmations are really great, but it doesn't end there. What do you need to do? The first point we said was take action. And the taking action, we said plan. Have a plan. Write down the plan. So have a written plan. If it is getting difficult to write, make a visual. Design a dream board. Maybe we can have a tutorial on how to design a dream board. And then take minor actions. Make minor commitments. Make minor commitments. And then the second point we just talked about is believe in God. Believe in God. Now, the third and the last point we will talk about is consistency. Consistency. How do they say it? Practice makes perfect. I believe we all know this thing. Practice makes perfect. You cannot do one thing in a day and expect to be where you expect to be and expect to get to this destination of yours. You need to be able to practice, actively practice. And sometimes when you try and it doesn't work, it is all part of the practice. Do not give up. So this can be said in two ways, right? The consistency. First of all, you need to be consistent in what you want, in where you're going. That is why you need to write a plan. Now, it is not to say that you cannot tweak and change this plan, but you definitely have to have a plan. All right? Now, when you have a plan, you need to be consistent with this plan. This is where you're going. And then the second one is that you need to be consistent in your approach to get into this plan. Let me explain a bit more. Now, if you're one person, today you want this, tomorrow you want that, the next day you want this other thing, and you keep jumping around, you will never be able to reach your destination quick and early enough because you're scattered. But if you're focused and you stay on one thing, you're able to get there. That is why you need to be focused on where you're going. Know what you want and go get it. Know what you want and keep repeating it. Be sure about it and just go at it. And then the next thing is the approach. Stay on that one thing. Stay on that one approach. That is if it is working. Definitely be open to assess whatever approach, and then please change if it is not working. If there is no progress, change it. But just know what you have to do. And a personal example, when I started my career journey, um, I had in mind I wanted to be a researcher. I wanted to be a researcher because my lecturer from my bachelor's degree had put this idea in my head, and I also like really loved it. I got interested after my thesis at my bachelor's level. So I started saying this thing like I was going to be a researcher. I wrote it down. It has changed my plans from the very beginning because earlier I had wanted to be like a nutritionist, a dietitian, when I was in high school, and then all of these things started changing. So now after I wanted to be a researcher because like I got, so I changed the plan. Remember, the plan can be changed. You can't just stick to something because you've written it down and now you cannot do anything, but you can change, be flexible. And so I wanted to do this. I wrote it down as usual, as is my practice, and I started like talking about it. I started imagining what I wanted to do, how I wanted to look like in my office. I started imagining all of these things, even though I knew I was nowhere close to this because I had learned, I had studied to being a teacher of home economics. That was one my studies, basically bachelor's of education in home economics. So I had no idea how this change is going to happen for me to be a researcher. But I already started like imagining what it would look like, me coming to the office, opening my laptop, I had it all pictured in my head. Cha, you have no idea. Fast forward, after I went for my national service, I I think that's another story for another day, right? I got connected to someone because I was volunteering. Through this person, I got another opportunity. I got connected. One thing led to the other. I started, I came into this, my organization as, as an intern. And then coming in there, it was just to be an intern. There was nothing about being a researcher. But then my boss made it a habit. She was interested in our personal growth and development. So I kept saying, researcher this, researcher that, yada, yada. By the time I realized, I was given the role of a researcher, which was it was a new role that was created for me in the company because it was a young company. So there were like very few workers. And even though there wasn't like a direct thing, as a researcher, that role was created for me. So this is an example of how if you're consistent with what you want, you're able to get it. Now, this may play out in different ways for different people, but I'm just giving you an example of how it worked for me. So be consistent. Now, I'll share an interesting history of the people, the Ewe tribe of Ghana. So they have a story about how they migrated, their people escaped from one wicked king. And the story says that when the king was maltreating them and being wicked on them, they were in a city which was surrounded by a very huge wall. So what did they do? They started pouring water under the wall. Now, mind you, this wall was made of mud clay, right? So they started pouring water. They would pour water. They were watering the wall at the bottom, at the root, with the um with the intention that the wall will get weakened because when the water goes and it will get weakened and it will fall down. And eventually that was what happened. As they kept watering it, they would water it every night. The women would pour water, they would pour water because they couldn't go out, they couldn't escape through the gate. So this was their only plan, to keep pouring the water, and then it's one day the wall fell, or they were able to push it, I think, and they were able to escape. This is what consistency can do. Consistency, you keep putting pressure on one place. Was it Pastor Pastor Aaron that gave an example that gave this scenario. Keep putting pressure at one place. Keep putting pressure. That place will open for you and you would have access. Don't give up because as you keep putting that pressure, that place keeps weakening. Now we need to be able to explain two things here that I said. You remember when I talked about the wall? Now this also it's contextual, right? The kind of pressure is contextual. Now imagine that they were putting this water and a cement wall. I doubt if it will fall because I think water makes the cement harder, if I'm correct, right? So it would not fall. But then they had to find the right pressure they needed to give to this particular situation. They had to find the right pressure to give to this particular situation. So in this case, it was water. So putting that pressure, that force, you need to know what exactly you need to do, exact thing you need to do, not just doing anything anyhow. That is why you should be flexible enough to be able to change plans if it's not working. Don't be shy, don't feel too big. Change if it is not working by all means, but make sure you have done your assessment to know it is not, this is why it is not working before you change it. Put pressure. The law of importunity. Again, I learned it from Pastor Aaron. Yes. So the law of importunity, putting force. So he it was in his sermon where he gave an example of how the widow who was going to the lawyer to get justice, she kept going until the lawyer got angry and decided to go and judge her case for her. She's like, please, I was wrong. Something has been done to me and it is wrong. I need justice. I need justice. And she got her justice. And then another example in the Bible talks about if you were a neighbor and your if you were a person and your neighbor comes to you late at night when you and your children are sleeping and they said they need food for a guest that just came in, you may not want to get up, but because they keep doing it, you get up. I will sleep this in as well. Make sure that you're not getting to the point of being a nuisance. That is why you need to know the kind of pressure and the right pressure to be able to exert to get what you need. Like, don't spam somebody's inbox with messages in the name of I'm giving pressure. No, no, don't do that. Be wise about it. Know when to do something, know when, how to do it. Don't just go and do it because oh I need to. And then when it's not yielding or people are not able to come through for you, you start hating on people, start making comments like my haters. Tomorrow they will see me and they will be shy. No, no one will see you and be shy, my dear. No one will see you. Just be consistent in what you're doing. Have that right mindset. Stop shading people with those messages on your statuses. Yes, I'm saying it to you. Those of you doing that, no one will see you and be shy. This is really personal. This part of this message is really personal to me. Just be consistent. Do what you're supposed to do, and stop sending shady messages to people just because they have not been able to help you in one particular situation. And usually, it's people who have helped you previously and then this time they are not able to and you feel offended. Come on, you cannot grow with that mindset. Okay. Okay. Well done for changing. So I think this has been a very long conversation, longer than I thought it would be. But today we spoke, and I have enjoyed this particular topic. I've enjoyed sharing. Really interesting and easy for me because it's really practical. So we spoke about how you can move on and make progress from just positive affirmations. What can you do? Let's rewind. First off, we said take action. Take action. What do you need to do when you want to take action? Have a written plan. Write it down. If you are finding it difficult to write, make it pictorial. Design a dream board. Two, make minor commitments. Small, small, small. Make minor commitments. The second thing you can do is that believe, trust in God and what He's able to do to you. Do not live your do not live a doubtful life. Do not live a doubtful life. Do not be second guessing yourself. Believe in God, trust in God. And then the third point, consistency. Consistency, the law of importunity. Apply the right pressure at the right place for a very long time. I believe you've learned something today, and I look forward to hearing your comments, your responses about how this is useful to you, and to hear your feedback about how you are going to apply this, and hopefully to even see your dream boards, because maybe we should do a session on how to make a dream board, right? Let me know if this is a good idea. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. And if this has been really valuable, please do not forget to share, like, comment, and invite more people to hear about this. Thank you and take care. Remember to stay unique because you are unique. Bye.